Hello, hello. It's Helen here from HelenMartinOnline.com. How you going? Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. My puppy's running around. He's already just weed on the carpet. So I'm a couple of minutes late sort of jumping on, but I'm trying to have my eyes on the little puppy. If he doesn't behave, I'm going to have to pick him up like I did last time. How are you? It's Helen here, obviously from HelenMartinOnline.com. If you are here with me live, please say hello. If you're catching, the replay, just put the words replay down below. And I want to talk to you today about Facebook, about social media. Why should you be on social media? Why should you be using Facebook? And some of the tips. Hey, Alison, how are you? Great to see you live. Thanks for joining. So I'm just checking out my puppy here before I stand on him. Where this information comes from is a couple of nights ago, I went to a seminar. Hey, Courtney, how are you? Hang on, Courtney. Hello. Say hello to Courtney. Say hello to Courtney. He's been a right royal little so-and-so this morning. Courtney, he's just peed on the carpet and it's all going on. But what I want to share with you is I've been great. Thank you, Alison, for asking. I hope you have too. 2 nights ago, I went to a really big seminar sort of here in Australia from a leading business strategist in social media, probably the biggest one that we've got here in Australia. But he does sort of consult and he has done work all around the world. And he spent, I think it was not 100% sure. I know it was 345 or 365, one of those two numbers. He spent about 345 or 65,000, whatever it was, on Facebook advertising last year, which you would think, wow, that's huge, like spent a lot of money. But he made 16 million from that expenditure. So he knows Facebook, he knows social media, he's across all platforms, he makes money off Snapchat, he makes money off Instagram, he makes money everywhere. And sorry, I probably haven't even mentioned his name. His name is Kerwin Rae. So Kerwin, R-A-E. So if you haven't picked up on any of his stuff, and you may not have if you're, majority of you are outside Australia, but just look him up and check him out, because he's following a lot of the social media strategies of Gary Vee now that I've noticed. Hopefully you know who Gary Vee is. If you don't know, then look him up as well. So he's somebody that we can sort of all learn a bit from. They both, swearing is, I would have to say, a big thing. And I've got to tell you this little story. So I'm sitting in this seminar, and there's a lady sitting across from me. So I was on the end of the aisle and there was a lady sitting across from me, and she obviously, and yeah, he does swear a lot. And I know that there are people that deliberately, name again, Joe, is Kerwin Rae. So that's a K, Kerwin, K-E-R-W-A-N, Kerwin Rae, R-A-E. And I know that one of the strategies for public speaking, and he even told us this, is that they swear. And I've seen a few people do it, and it's like, yeah, that's really crass, and is it really necessary? But it gets people's attention, rightly or wrongly. It actually gets people's attention. And he'll yell at certain times, and he'll ask for us to put our hand up. And that's all to keep you sort of physically, active and interactive and awake and listening. And apparently, when the audience is like that and it's vibing off the speaker, then we actually remember the information much more than R-A-E, Anita. So thank you for that, but it's R-A-E, Ray. Puppy's chewing a cord. Hang on. Little bugger. It's like having a baby again, I tell you. You little... Anyway, I'm going to try to hold my notes and hold this little rat bag at the same time. Morning, Tammy. How are you? Well, it's our morning anyway in Australia. For some of you, for majority of you, it's probably nighttime. But yeah, so he's made a lot of money on social media. He's across all platforms. Oh, that's right. I was at my story settle. And so this lady, as soon as he said his first swear word, she shook her head, and I thought, oh, she's in trouble, because I knew that he swears. And so she started jotting down a little 1 mark every time that he swore. So, and he did it often. So there's a 1, there's a 1, there's a 1, then there's a cross for a 5. Yeah, Pugalier, Buffy. So half pug, half cavalier, but looks more pug than our last one. So she, and it was almost embarrassing how many slots she had on her piece of paper, because he just swore and swore and swore and swore. That's just a side note. It was a really good seminar. But anyway, what I wanted to bring to you is what I learnt from him and why we should be on social media, some of the things to look out for social media, some of the hacks to really utilize Facebook, altogether. I'm concentrating on Facebook. He did go into Instagram and Snapchat. Like the very first time he went on Snapchat, he made $11,000 in 7 days off Snapchat. Crazy stuff. And he makes, millions off Instagram. It's really crazy, but really interesting. And he went through his sales strategy of, what it does. And I'll give you, a few tips of those. So, just before I get into all the meats of that content and give you those tips and strategies, if you are on with me live, please say hello. If you're catching the replay later, just put the word down, replay. And if it's the first time you've caught me live, then please put the number 1 below so I can give a shout out to you. If you're not aware of what I do, I predominantly help home-based business owners bring their business online. So things like social media, how do you find leads on social media, how do you make money on social media branding, those kind of things. And I also do talk a lot about mindset and personal development as well. So that's just a little bit of a snapshot if you're new. But any of you that are on with me live or catching the replay, thank you for watching. So as I said, Kerwin, he's been in the social media game for many years. He's not a fly-by-nighter. He he got really good at building businesses up from scratch, building them sort of really quickly. And then he sort of learned, he was telling his, what did he call it? It was some kind of word for giving advice away to friends for free, and then they started making hundreds of thousands, and some of them even into the millions of dollars. And he's like, there's something to this. How do we attract customers? A very broad question, Alison, but just stay tuned to the content today. And also, there's lots of content on my website at www.helenmartinonline.com that you can sort of catch training about that as well. So, welcome, Buffy, if this is your first time to one of my lives. Great to see you here. So he's been at the game for a while, and then he worked out, I'm actually pretty good at this, so I should teach others how to do it. And it's only in the last year or so that he started to follow the same strategies of Gary Vee, which is really, he's got a camera following him all the time in his workplace, what he's doing with his kid, in the gym, and he's putting a lot of the content out there on social media. So he's grown a massive presence. Even though he's been successful for a long time, he's really cracked the code on social media just in the last few years. So he's been doing seminars around the traps, sort of teaching people. And obviously there's an upsell, like he wants people to go into his program and spend 3 days intensive with him, which is actually really good, because you take your computer along and he actually you build your funnel and you learn how to attract people to you. And the really interesting thing about the case studies that he showed us, on the screen, was there was businesses that were just odd businesses. So, line marking. When you're driving along the road, the marks on the road, so that's obviously called line marking. So those businesses who you would not think there is any kind of presence for on social media, but turned businesses that were going under to making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it's like, it's a line marking business. How can you even make hundreds of thousands of dollars out of line marking? But there was all these case studies of really bizarre businesses that you wouldn't think would have an audience on Facebook. But honestly, anybody selling anything, there is a market for you on Facebook. And he was highlighting how awesome the targeting is in, the Facebook advertising, and how you can drill down, because Facebook knows everything about you, knows everything that you do, that you search for, that you like, that you don't like. And so the targeting that we have access to through Facebook can just turn a business, around. So we really want to be on social media. So that was just a little bit about Kerwin. I just want to get my notes here. So here's sort of the meat and the potatoes, if you like. So he was saying that leads from social media are hotter. I'm just gonna check my phone. I don't want it to overheat. I've done that before and it drops out, and my husband's just coming up the driveway. So leads from social media are hotter than other areas. So you can get leads through email and leads through, you know, other areas. But he was saying, so this is a bit of a statistical information as to why you should be on social media and how powerful it is to you and your business. So leads from social media are actually hotter. By sort of saying hotter, they're warmer. Like they're warmer and they're more likely to buy than other channels. People who watch videos are 2 times more likely to purchase. So there's a bit of a strategy for you in your social media marketing, and definitely even in your Facebook advertising, that, you know, and I've said this over and over and over again, you've got to do Facebook Lives. If you want to increase your presence and your authority and your credibility, get people to know, like, and trust you, and when people know, like, and trust you, they buy from you, then you've got to be doing video. So Facebook Lives is obviously the strategy there. And if you're doing Facebook advertising, what his strategy is mainly is using video in his ads, not images, but using videos. What I find is various Facebook gurus will have different opinions on that, but this obviously works really well for him. So I'm going to sneeze. Is that you? Are you making me sneeze? Don't look at me like that. No, it's gone. He was also saying clicks from shared content, Alison. So if we do videos, it will help us get customers. There is no faster way for you to grow your profile, your authority, your credibility than doing videos. So yes, what you need to be careful of, Alison, is what you are talking about. And that's not for today's video. That's all about branding and giving value. So I will move into giving value a little bit more, but you're not there to do videos on selling your products. The last thing you want to do is give the impression that you're selling through your videos. So the strategy that, I don't want to get off topic, but the strategy you want to use in your videos is to give value, help people. Let people know how you can help them, be of benefit, to them. And that's when people will learn to know, like, and trust you. So clicks from shared content are 5 times more likely to result in a purchase. This is where your Facebook strategy, using the algorithm to your advantage, getting people to share your content. When somebody shares something with you or gives you a recommendation, let's say you want to go to a restaurant in your local area and you ask around what's a good restaurant and somebody tells you, that's where you're more likely to go. So on social media, when people share your content, so it's coming from a trusted source. So people who see your content from a shared source are more likely to purchase. Interesting. It's all about the trust factor. So much about trust, know, like, and trust. But the ultimate goal on social media, he was saying, is if you're looking at the dollars, if you're looking at the focus on, how am I going to get my next sale? How am I going to get my next, team member? And all you're focused on is the end result, the sale, then you've missed the boat. So he was saying your presence on social media must be all about, creating connection and creating relationships. Tammy, I'll have to cut out now and go back for the replay. No worries. You're working, I understand. So that's your ultimate goal on social media, is to create connection and build relationships. Don't think of the dollars first. I know that's hard, because if you're trying to build a business on social media, that's what you want. You want more customers and you want more business builders and those kind of things if you're in a home-based business, but you must give value first. This is what Kerwin has done over the last few years, and this is why he's now making millions and millions of dollars, but because people know, like, and trust him. That when he has something for sale, people just buy. So it's not really selling at the end of the day. They're happy to buy. So Facebook, statistics about Facebook. Facebook is the most opened app in the world. There are 2 billion users, but 1.6 billion that are active daily. This is why you want to be on this platform. This is why you want to learn how to brand yourself properly and attract people to you online, because there's 1.6 billion people that are active on Facebook every single day. There's enough people for you to find an audience, for me to find an audience, and a hell of a lot of other people to find an audience and fans, and get people to know, like, and trust you. And something else I heard is that Facebook currently has about 27,000 employees. So this doesn't involve, consultants or other people that are connected to Facebook in this way. This is just sort of paid employees. Now, that's meant to be increasing by another 20,000 employees in the next year to focus on weeding out those people that spam. Weeding out people that are pushing their products and actively selling on Facebook. Now, if you know anything oops. Sorry guys, my dog's choking. You all right, buddy? I think we're over it. That wasn't good. Where was I? So they're going to have a lot more people on Facebook, working for Facebook, that are just going to be actively policing people that spam on Facebook. If you're using a personal Facebook page to promote your products or your business opportunity, it is highly, highly illegal, and it's just spam. So anybody that's doing that, their pages will just get shut down. So over the next year, you're going to see a lot more policing from people on Facebook and shutting down people's ads, shutting down people's posts, shutting down people's pages that are spamming. So this is where it's really important to learn about attraction marketing, attracting people to you and giving value. That's got to be your number one strategy. Visual content is 40 times more likely to be shared than text. So visual, videos, images, it's all about the visual content moving forward. So keep that in mind when you're, thinking of what content to share and put on your page. How are we going here? Is this making sense? Is this you following me here so far? If you are, just send me some likes and loves. And it's really important on social media and any kind of social media strategy to be proactive with your social media strategy and not reactive. So a lot of people think, I need more customers, I need more sales, I need more business partners. What am I going to post on Facebook to get that? So you're sort of reactive to that and what your needs are. That's not being proactive with your social media strategy in giving value, how you can help people on social media and building up a really big brand and a following where people are going to know, like, and trust you so much that they buy from you. So being proactive rather than reactive in social media is really important. So another stat for you, interesting, there are 60 million active small business pages on Facebook, 60 million. And at the moment, only 6 of those are doing Facebook advertising. So 6% of 60 million. And you think our Facebook feed is crowded now. You think you're seeing ads that you don't want to see now. What he was saying is that 3 years from now, over 70% of those that have small business pages on Facebook will be doing paid advertising. So it's going to go from 6% currently to 70%. So if you are not on social media now, if you're not learning attraction marketing now, if you're not building your brand now, in 3 years' time, it's going to be really tough for you to make any kind of dent on social media. The platform will completely change. Everybody will be advertising. And so you're going to have to pay to play. Now, that's not what we want. We want to build up a brand where you get really good organic reach. And so you can get customers and you can get business builders and you can achieve what you want in your business without paying for it. So if you're not learning what you need to learn now about social media and the power of Facebook and the power of, even Facebook advertising now, if you just sit around and you're sitting back thinking, I'm learning, and then another 3 months go by. And then, you get towards Christmas and you've learned a lot, but you're not doing anything, you're not putting anything in action, you're not growing your brand, you haven't learned about attraction marketing. It's going to get harder and harder for you as the years go by to really have a strong presence on social media. So now is the time. Build it now when there's only 6% and not 70% of people advertising on social media. So what he emphasized is that we have a 2 to 3 year window to really build a brand on social media. If you let that 2 to 3 year window, pass and the months go by and the years go by and you think, oh, I've been sitting around watching people and that person's gone from there to there, in the last year, I really should do something about this. It's going to be harder in the coming years than it is now. So build your brand now, build your following now. And he said you need to be on social media and see social media for the long game. So people that go on social media and they try for 6 months to a year, and they think, I'm not going to get a following. It takes time to build a following. And when you're on social media, people don't know you personally. Most people are strangers to you when they first come across you online. So it's like making a friend or a friendship or your partner or your husband or your wife. You don't marry them after one date. You date them, you get to know them, you build a relationship, you learn to trust them. And then you concrete your relationship and you might decide to get engaged. And even then you sit around for maybe a year or so until you actually make the commitment. So, think about that sort of online is that you don't buy from somebody online the first time you come across them. And that was another interesting thing he said is exposures at the moment. There's somewhere between, and I think he said about 7 to 12 repeat exposures to someone before they'll think they'll buy. So he said by the year 2020, it'll be 20 plus exposures to somebody before they even think about purchasing something off you. So it's going to get noisier and busier and, sorry. You need to throw up, don't you? I think he's eaten something that he shouldn't. Sorry. There needs to be, multiple exposures. So your brand is ever so important. There's the strategy that you have on social media, is really, really critical. So I just want to keep moving on. Facebook videos get 70% more reach and double the engagement of a shared YouTube clip. So obviously, I've said this many a times, a video native to Facebook. So, our Facebook Live is the best form of video, the best engagement that you're going to get, and the best reach that you will get is by doing videos and by doing Facebook Live. So he just concreted that. 85% of people will watch videos in silence. And that's because people are busy, they're in an office, they're at work, they're on a bus, they're in a waiting room, they're doing things with their kids, they're at sport, whatever it is. 85% statistically of people watch videos in silence. So if you've got really something important to share via video, and even like with Facebook ads, put captions on it. There are different options. The one that I use is called rev.com, rev.com, and it's $1 a minute. And it's 99% accurate. You just got to sort of whiz through it and make sure that they've written what you've said, but the accuracy is amazing. So if you've got an important video to share, then put captions on it so people can read it, and not listen to it. Nurture your audience with valuable content. This is everything that I talk about with attraction marketing and that I hone in, and I say it over and over and over again. You've got to lead with value and not lead with the dollars. If you're chasing the dollars and that's your motivation, you won't last on social media, because the people that are giving value will run right past you and pinch all your customers. So you've got to be leading with value and not leading with your wallet. And what's important for that is the Facebook algorithm. And what he showed us with his organic content, and this is what was really interesting, is because he's really amped up his social media strategy. And so he does really short little interesting videos. It's not selling anything. There's no call to action, and he just puts them out on Facebook. But he puts a lot of them, like, when he, like the Gary Vee type strategy. It's full on. Most people can't do what he does because he has a camera around him like 24/7 and he's videoing everything. But he put up a table of the last 4 years in the seminar. So like the seminar I went to 4 years ago, the majority of the people that were in the audience were from paid Facebook advertising. It was 88% paid Facebook advertising from the people that he got in the room. So he paid to get people in the room and book into his seminar. Fast forward 4 years or later to 2018. So this seminar I went to 2 nights ago. So he had all his figures. 90% of the people that were in the room were there from organic posts on Facebook, and the rest of the 10% was paid advertising. How is that for a powerful transition from paid advertising to organic? This is what you want to achieve on social media. You want to build up your brand so much, in the next year, 2, 3, so you're not competing with everyone else that's trying to get on board in a few years' time. And he was saying the platform will completely change in a few years' time. So if you're not on social media now, if you're not learning about things like attraction marketing and giving value and attracting people to you to know, like, and trust you to buy from you, then if you try this strategy in a few years' time, it's probably not worth the effort, was basically what he's saying. So we've got a 2 to 3 year window to sort of crack your brand on social media. And so the why you want to do that is so in a few years' time, your organic reach is so much so that you are not paying for anything, and people are sharing your content because you've built up a brand and people trust you and what you say. So when they share out your content, that's organic. And from that, when people purchase, it's costing you nothing to have a massive presence on social media and make a really good income from it. So that's what's really important. Now, I just want to give you a quick example of something that's happened to me in the last just over 24 hours and how organic reach is just so powerful and how quickly it can work in your favor. So I have another Facebook page. It's not this one. I have another one, which is in health and wellness. And I share recipes and strategies, for energy and skincare and looking after yourself and, lots of good recipes and healthy eating and stuff like that. Yesterday morning, so a couple of nights ago, I made they're called raw chocolate balls. So they're just little chocolate balls that are made of dates and seeds and cacao and like all healthy ingredients, shredded organic coconut and lots of really good healthy stuff. So it's a good snack alternative to going for, a piece of ordinary milk chocolate, which has got a whole lot of additives and preservatives and things that just keep you addicted that you want to eat more. Anybody done that? You start eating something yummy and there's, they've got all these addictive ingredients in it that, you can't put the chip packet down. Anyway, so I just thought I'll just post a picture of this, and if anyone wants the recipe, they can just comment below. I thought I won't put the recipe up there. I just, maybe a handful of people want it and I'll just message them. So I put this post up yesterday morning. So it's just been over 24 hours. That's it, 24 hours. It was just a photo in my kitchen. I put the balls in a container because I had them in the fridge. I took the photograph, I posted it on my page, and I said, just made these, raw chocolate balls. It's better for a snack than, it's a healthier snack. I can't even remember what I said. If anyone's interested in the recipe, then, just let me know. I think that's all I said. It was like 3 sentences and a picture of these balls that I made sitting in a Tupperware container on my kitchen bench. So it has driven me nuts the last 24 hours. When I looked just before I got on live, I've had 666 comments. So when the first comments started coming in, I thought I'll just individually message them, and I'll message them by name, so it's personal. So let's say someone said, Melissa said, recipe please. So then I've messaged her personally, so now she's in my messenger. I've messaged her personally, said, here's the recipe. Then I've hit reply, and I've said, hi Melissa, I've just messaged you the recipe. Now, I've done that 666 times in the last 24 hours. Well, no, that would be my comments back as well. So hundreds of times, and it's still going, and it'll probably still go for a couple of days. My reach, I wrote down the stats. So 20 shares, 289 likes, 666 comments, and it's reached over 13,705 people. It's reached. This is organic. Completely organic. But for my page, in the last 24 hours, the page likes on my page have gone up 36%. So not only am I getting people engaging with me, the Facebook algorithm's gone nuts because 20 people have shared it. So it's going out and out and out and out to all these different people that don't know me. So now they're liking my page because I've given them a pretty cool recipe. What was that one? The people reached on the page, not just that post is up 120%. And post engagements is up 259%. That's crazy for my page. It's awesome. And I am, sorry, I got an alert here I need to get rid of. I am taking the time, it's painstaking, but I'm taking the time to message everybody individually and by name. So 1, it's personal. 2, they're now all in my messenger. And so for the Facebook algorithm, 20 people have shared it. So that's going out to all these people I've never reached before. So the reach is going nuts. My page likes are up 36%. That'll all go back down again in a few days' time. But I just want to show you the power of the Facebook algorithm when you give your target market something they want, something of value. I'm not selling them anything. It was just a picture of some raw chocolate balls. That was it. And they want the recipe. So it's just the power of the Facebook algorithm, how not only a post can help you, but for your entire page, your reach, your engagement. So by me saying, hi, Melissa, I've messaged you the recipe, they're now commenting back, thanks so much, Helen. Then I'm commenting back, no worries, or my pleasure, or you're welcome. Back again, and I'm doing that deliberately to keep the Facebook algorithm going with me and all these people that are commenting on my stuff that have never commented before. That's the Facebook algorithm working, in its best. And this is what Kerwin is saying with social media. When you know your target market and you give them value and you give them things that they want and they share your content organically, that's what is going to make the massive difference for you in the future with people know, like, and trusting you and buying off you. Okay, so back to just finishing off these stats. So nurture your audience with valuable content. That was his, that's nothing new, but I just want to reiterate it to you. Somebody that's made $16 million, if they are saying nurture your audience with valuable content, then I'd be listening. Okay, now, the last thing I just want to run through with the advice that he gave us is that although he's made multiple millions of dollars on social media, it's not just about social media. So you can't just create a page, get on there, give value, and think that's the only thing that's going to make you sort of successful. Social media is only one part of the puzzle. If you want to grow yourself a really good business, there's these other things that he said you've got to give time and attention to really build yourself a really big brand and a really successful, financially rewarding business. First one, something I'm really passionate about and I talk about once a week on this page, mindset. He's saying if you haven't got it on between, got it going on with the 6 inches between your ears, then you're never going to be successful. Mindset is number one. Skills can be learnt. The crap that goes on in your head is stuff that you need to sort out. So it really powerful. And so he also said, and I've talked about this before, when we get stressed and we're worried about things, we worry about what other people think and all those kind of things, cortisol, rushes to our brain. So, and I've mentioned stats similar to this before. Cortisol halves your IQ in 5 seconds. So if you go from thinking about something to then you're worried about money and you're getting stressed instantly, you're triggered by that, then, cortisol's gone rushing to your brain and your IQ drops by half in 5 seconds. So what ability do you have to make rational decisions in that moment? You don't. When we're stressed, when we overthink things, when we worry about what other people think about us, what we're doing, whatever we're worried about, all that kind of crap, and you're stressed or you're anxious, those kind of things, and cortisol is rushing through your brain, then you are unable to make rational business decisions. Does this make sense? If you're getting any kind of value from this, just, put a comment down below or send me some likes and loves. So number 1 is mindset. Number 2 is planning. So I'll just run through quickly what he went through. What is your purpose? Number 1. Not how much money do you want to make. Your purpose is your number 1. So what's your purpose? What's your mission? What do you want in 12 months? What do you want in 5 years? What do you want in 10 years? What goals and results do you want to strive for? And then what tasks are you going to do daily to achieve that? So you reverse engineer all of that. So the first thing first is, what's your purpose? What are you here for? You're not actually here just to make a lot of money. You're here for a much higher purpose on that. Purpose doesn't give you, money doesn't give you happiness. Purpose does. So it's not the money, it's what the money gives you. It's the freedom that the money gives you. It's the choices that the money gives you. It's, the life's experiences that money gives you, like holidays and choices and things like that. So that was number 2. Number 3, marketing. How well do you know marketing? You can't just jump on Facebook and social media and think you're going to go a really good business unless you know anything about marketing. So something that I talk a lot about is attraction marketing. This whole piece about network marketing. Everyone talks about networking, prospecting. How do I find new leads? How do I find more people? But no one's really concentrating on the marketing. Do you know anything about attraction marketing? Do you know how to attract people to you online? Do you know how to do, do you have a social media strategy? Do you have a Facebook advertising strategy? All of those kind of things. You've got to have a marketing plan. If you don't know anything about attraction marketing, put the word, training down below so I can send you some free training about, attraction marketing and get you on your way there. Number 4, sales. You've got to understand the selling process. You've got to have your own selling process. And the reason why you need sales as a strategy is you've got to have a moral and ethical strategy to make money, to sell to people. If you don't, he was saying that majority of people do, even fraudulent, crass, desperate, just wrong strategies to make money if you don't understand sales or have a sales process that's morally and ethically driven. Okay, and number 5 is leadership. So leadership really comes from, not only you, but having the ability to scale your business. The only way that you're going to build a really, really good business is to have the right people behind you, helping you, being a really good leader to others. That's so apparent. And, important in, having a home-based business is if you're going to grow, then you have to be a good leader to other people to help them grow. Lift people up, rise people up instead of tearing people down. So it's important to, know leadership qualities, learn about leadership qualities and teach others and uplift others to become leaders as well. So they were the 5 things that, he was saying are just as important as knowing how to brand yourself on social media is bringing those other, 5 elements, strategies into play. So his last sort of words are nail it and scale it. Nail your business. So nail it, do it really well with all those things that I just spoke about, and then scale it. And that's how you get to, like he's got, a $16 million plus business. So, the key thing I took away from the seminar that I learned from him is the emphasis on, 2 things that go hand in hand is the power of social media, but you really need to get on it now within, and really build your brand in the next couple of years to really get your organic reach to where you want it to be. So in future years, it just comes easy. People that are powerful on social media and they release something and people just buy it. That's the power of social media and building a brand. So it's not overnight. It takes hard work. But if you learn about attraction marketing, like I said before, if you know nothing about attraction marketing, just put the word training down below and I'll send you some free training. Really learning the marketing piece of, social media branding as well. So I hope you found that, as interesting as I did and as powerful as I did, and it really emphasized to me some of the things that I need to do. And the sales strategy and, your Facebook advertising strategy and just a social media strategy in general has got to be about video and leading with value. Not leading with the dollar, needing a dollar, wanting a dollar, desperate for the dollar. It's leading with value. So do it now, lead with value, have all those other things in place, and you can build yourself a really good business. So it's just important to know how to do it the right way rather than, particularly in this business, sitting on social media, pushing out stuff on your personal Facebook page, posts of products or your business opportunity. One, it's highly against Facebook policies to do that. You're not meant to do that. And it's not leading with value. It's just leading with the sale. So, really interesting stuff I thought. So I hope you thought so as well. So I need to get off. That took a little bit longer than I thought it would. I need to get my puppy out of here before he pees on the carpet again, probably. So if you found that valuable, please just put the word value down below. If you know anybody that could benefit from this information about building a brand on social media and, you know, the emphasis of doing it now and why you need to do it now, I'm not going to repeat myself. I've said all that stuff before. You know, just go back and watch the beginning if you've missed that information. But just share this information out. It is so, so powerful. You know, just in a few years, he's gone from, you know, he was successful in business, but just being, you know, very, very, very powerful online through social media. So thank you, Alison, for letting me know that was valuable and for sharing as well. I really appreciate that. So I will see you on my next Facebook Live. I do hope you did get value out of that. And, you know, thanks for listening. I really appreciate anybody that you listens live or on the replay. I really do appreciate you being here. So thank you very much and have a great rest of your day. Bye.